Ontario House. The Stone Jug.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear you? You can hear me?
I can hear everything.
You can hear the ice machine?
We can hear the ice machine.
All right. What's up, Captain's Jug of Thoughts? We're back.
How's it going, everybody?
I think the last one we did was the dinner episode.
Yeah, I think it was.
The grouper episode.
The grouper.
Yeah.
So today's episode is a prelude to the official kickoff to the summer street dance. So we'll be selling food outside and stuff. This one's a little more family-oriented than the one later in the year.
So, yeah, that because we've talked about it before. So you're in charge of the later one?
Yes.
The one in July.
Right.
This one is the kickoff to the summer. That other one's the peak of the summer party, I guess.
Yeah. They've got they still have music at this one, and but this one's a lot more family oriented.
I saw the banner. There's a banner. It says "Welcome to Youngstown." It's very nice.
Yeah. I think there's gonna be a bounce house and
Nice.
yeah, some I don't know, some other things for kids to do. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest.
Whatever kids are into. Pokemon cards. What year is it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's to be a bunch of kids walking around playing games on their phone, bumping into each other.
More than likely. Yeah, that it's a good thing we close off the street, because otherwise there'd be kids getting hit by cars all over the place.
It's a nice day. It's a little muggy, but it is nice. It's not raining. That's cool.
Yeah, it rained this morning, but hopefully it stays clear. It definitely is a little overcast, but
A little bit.
But yeah, hopefully it stays clear, because there's going to be a bunch of vendors out on the street, and everybody's going to be eating, and then everyone will be coming in here to drink, because you can't sell alcohol on the street at this one. So
That's awesome.
yeah, so we should reap some pretty good benefits
We'll
off
just
that.
funnel them in here.
Yeah, exactly.
There's kids in a bounce house. There's going to be kids screaming and bouncing, and parents coming in being like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, give me a shot and a beer.
Double.
Now.
Sure.
Leave the bottle.
Leave the bottle. That's funny. I went to, I don't know, a couple months ago maybe, we went to the Helium Club in Buffalo to see Dan Soder, who's a very funny comic. He's one of the best. He really is. And if you watch the show Billions, he's the dude who plays Maffei on Billions, or Maffei, or whatever. I don't know. I don't watch the show. I just know he does that.
Okay.
He's a super funny guy. But that same night was an Ariana Grande concert at the Arena, which is right by the comedy club. So we're pulling up there, and we're like, what the fuck is going on? And there's just minivans as far as the eye can see. And just all this crazy shit going on. I'm like, Dan's really blowing up. But the show had a ton of, like, dads who dropped their kids off.
Oh, I bet.
A ton of dads who listened to Sirius XM and loved Dan's show, you know.
Right.
And they all came over to, like, just booze it up at the comedy club and like hear him tell jokes. He's like, how many of you are dads here for the show? Everyone's like, you. It was really funny.
That's
He's like,
awesome.
Soder's like, I feel like I'm running a daycare for all the parents.
Well,
So
he kind of was.
Yeah, that'll be you tonight.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly going to be me.
Do we have a date for the one in July yet?
Yeah, hang
This
on.
is how it's done, people. You're seeing the behind the scenes.
Let's see here.
July. Let's do over under. Take a pick. July. What is it? 13th? 13th. That's a Saturday. What day of the week is it on?
It's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday. Fuck. What's
Thursday the 25th, I believe it is.
July 25th? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thursday, July 25th, I believe it is.
Yeah, it is. No, it is.
Okay. Good. So now we got that down. And what's gonna be going on at that one? That's the adult one where you can booze outside.
That's right. So I'm going to have a stand set up, and I'll be out there.
Kissing booth?
Yep, kissing booth. And what was that from Revenge of the Nerds when they do the pies?
Oh, yeah.
That's my pie. But yeah, we'll have beer and wine, and we'll be listening to you guys play.
Yeah, and now that we mention it, I think we'll learn that song from the end of Revenge of the Nerds. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
We got Poindexter on the mean guitar.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, we'll do that. Friendly foes.
Yeah.
A little street dancing action.
Yeah.
We're going to get tribal. We're gonna have everybody in the street dancing, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It's better than last year. Last year it poured.
I think we did talked about that.
Yeah, it was terrible. It ended up clearing up probably around, I don't know, 7 or 8, because the thing it kicks off at 6. And for the first hour, it was like a freaking ghost town out there.
Really?
Yeah, because, I mean, it was like raining sideways.
Yeah, one of those crazy.
So,
Did everybody have everything set up?
yeah, everyone was completely set up. Actually, a couple of them closed down and shut it down. But
That's a bummer.
Yeah, I know. We bared the weather. We stood on the far side of the tent because the rain was literally coming in about halfway across the tent.
Wow.
Yeah, and we stood at the far side of the tent and just waited, and then finally it stopped, and then all of a sudden it got pretty busy, and it was a good time. So.
Yeah. Well, what's the weather for July 25th?
I have
Any
no idea.
meteorologists, let us know.
Yeah. I'll bet you don't know.
Yeah. We were at like one of the art fair things in Lewiston, and we had a little table set up, and we're selling knickknacks and stuff like that. And dude, that's a culture. That is a culture. It's like a Renaissance fair or a dead show or something. Like, these people travel around. They have their booth set up. They all know each other. They have little packs. They have rivalries, and it's all like 60-something-year-old women who are like knitting socks for babies or something.
Right.
And they have all these knickknacks, and they're making them. And like, dude, this windstorm came through, and just like all their shit was blowing all over the place. All their knickknacks, and they were freaking out. Yeah, it was bad, but
everyone's stuff got mixed up.
Yeah, it was chaos. Are these your driftwood earrings, or are these my driftwood earrings? That's funny.
And then we've got
Ice machine's whistling at us.
Yeah, the ice machine. It likes when we do the show in here.
Here, hold on. Let me do something real quick.
I don't know. And then we've got music on Sunday again. Rick Zachary will be this Sunday. So anybody that likes country / southern rock.
Oh, dude, you'll have people out.
Yeah.
Where's the girl from the one show we did? She loves country.
Yeah.
She'll put on her little shorts and come and
Yeah, she'll definitely be here. And Nicolette and Nicole, they both love this guy. So
that's good.
It is.
Country, man. I went to the Taste of Country one year.
How was that?
It was pretty fun.
Wasn't that just like 2 days ago?
They do it every year. This is years. This is going back 6-7 years, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, it was just the other day.
Yeah. They do. I was new in a budding new romance, and girls want to go see Taste of Country. I'm like, yeah, I'll go to that, but you got to come to Primus with me next week. But it was fun, man. Like, Sheryl Crow was there, and she's like 3 feet tall and very hot. Like, she's on stage.
Is she really that small?
She. I mean, I see her from the stage. She maybe all the dudes in her band are super tall too. But she's tiny. Yeah. And fucking Darius Rucker came out.
Oh,
Darius Rucker, dude. That guy.
Hootie.
He fucking. What a comeback.
Yeah, right?
It's like when Michael Jordan started playing baseball, he was really good. You know what I mean? He's like, I already killed it with Only Want to Be With You in the alternative scene. I'm going to fucking switch genres and go to another sport and just dominate. He's Bo Jackson.
There you go.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders.
Yeah, any of those guys. My first sports reference was from Space Jam. I don't know.
I've never even seen Space Jam.
It's pretty dope. It's pretty cool. Bill Murray's in it. Bill Murray and the Looney Tunes together.
Yeah,
that's fun.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah. Wow, that went down a tunnel. So we got country, we got
Bill
street
Murray.
dances, Bill Murray, Bugs Bunny's going to be here. They're going to come through that portal.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be great. They're going to come up through one of the manhole covers.
Yeah. I think they came out of a golf, like a hole at a golf course. I kind of remember that.
Well,
maybe. Any Space Jam experts, call us.
Yeah, see, I mean, that's similar to a manhole cover.
Yeah.
I guess.
We were just talking about my buddy the other day, the golf courses in like Ireland and Scotland especially.
Yeah.
Dude, they're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, they're like in these cliffs and these giant mountains, and it'll be like the most treacherous course, and it's on like an island in the cold, rainy ocean. And it's windy as shit. And there's guys up on top of this mountain peak just swinging a golf club.
I know.
And hitting a golf ball down into this cavern and then going and finding it. It's crazy.
And they keep the grass generally long, too.
Yeah?
Yeah, the grass is, like, always seems to be longer over there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm no expert on that, in that field exactly, but, you know, from everything I've seen, like, when they play at St. Andrews, which is, like, the foremost, the most famous golf course in the world.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty much where golf, I think, originated.
Where's that?
Scotland.
In Scotland? It's a Scottish game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they, I can't remember what they're called. They call them a certain type of course. I don't know. I'm not that good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Any golf Space Jam experts? Yeah, because I remember like driving through Ireland and you'd see like it'd be like it's windy and the weather's crazy and you're going through all these treacherous ass hills and mountains and shit, and then you look and there's a guy on the hill and you're like, what the fuck is he doing? Crazy bastard. And then you see him swing a golf club. Like, wow. If it's like kind of drizzly here, people call it a day.
Yeah, I know.
That guy's out in like hurricane conditions.
Oh yeah, they don't give a shit.
The Scottish.
The Scottish. Well, William Wallace, they're tough people.
Yeah.
Braveheart, man.
That was the original golf ball. Where's the testicles?
What else? Oh, you just went and saw Phish.
Yeah. We, the other night, they were in Toronto. Mm-hmm. And I got a text from my buddy that said they had an available ticket and a ride, and they were going, and they had a fourth guy who said yes, but they all knew he was going to not do it, I guess. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. I mean, it was a fucking perfect day. Toronto's awesome.
Yeah. And they're just getting over their big celebration, too, because they just
the
won
Raptors,
the NBA championship. So
yeah. Did somebody get shot at that? Somebody said somebody got shot at that.
I think 4 people did.
Really?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. How's that for your
crazy Canadians?
Crazy. They're an excitable bunch.
They really are.
Yeah. You ever watch Trailer Park Boys? They're always shooting each other.
That show is awesome.
Yeah. It's, dude, all day since we were in Canada. I'm going to go rock a piss, boys. Fucking beautiful boys. Yeah. I mean, geez, you thought people at Phish shows were nice. Canadian people at Phish shows? Sweetest people in the world.
I bet.
We were in the lot, like we were parked next to like this couple. They were on a motorcycle and they were from Canada. And this dude said he's been a Phish fan since like '96, but he's never seen them.
Okay.
Because he always had trouble with the border and shit like that, and he missed them when they came up, whatever. But like this was his first show. Okay. And that was cool. And he was with like his chick who was this. She was from Poland, and she had some crazy stories about like actual communism era Poland and like. Records and shit like that were illegal, so you'd have to like trade them like under the table, and it was like a big deal if you got caught with it. Right. And like she had some crazy stories. But they were like the nicest people in the world, and that was his first show. And dude, Phish came out swinging. Yeah. Their first set was fucking unreal. Really? Like it was immediately wasting no time, just got down and dirty and just went nuts. Like they played Sample in the Jar like third or fourth song, and it was like a set ending Sample in a Jar. Like you felt like the set was about to end. Right. And then the second set was really chill. We're getting food delivered.
It really is mine. Yeah. I'm not lying.
Yeah. Big old chicken with the sweet chili sauce.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be some good stuff.
But they were great, man. And yeah, the second set they did, it was a lot more chill, a lot weirder, which is cool. That's fine. I feel like they came out and they did a lot of people online were kind of shitting on the set list, but I think if they would have done it backwards, they would have done the first set first. Yeah. And then the second set went nuts. People would be like, that was the greatest show of all time. People are pains in the asses. We had a great time. There was this crew next to us that was on the verge of annoying, but they were really fun and nice and funny. And like, so I could, get past it. They were like a little younger, I guess. But it was, I took one look at the whole situation and had him nailed down. There was this one dude who was like George Costanza's frat boy cousin or something, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then there was this other dude who was like this tall. He had the long hair and the beard and like the gold chain, and he looked very Greek. maybe.
Okay.
Definitely, 100%. This guy was Greek as fuck.
All right.
And he was just like, I could see, and they were with all these girls, all these cute girls, and they all had matching shirts on that had like the date printed, so they all had shirts printed.
All right,
and like
right,
they came over and they were loud, and they had like these big plastic guitars full of like white wine that they were selling at the venue. And I was like, oh Jesus Christ, here we go. Like, they were already loud. I'm like, they got shirts made. These people don't know where they are.
No.
But they knew every song, and like they were in. I'm like, oh okay, so that's cool.
Yeah.
They were a little fucking annoying, but it's like. No, they were nice. They were just loud and drunk, and we were just like in the zone because it's Canada, and you can go to a store and buy things there now,
Right.
and you don't have to worry about it. We were so like we went, and the whole time we're so conditioned to be like hide in the bushes,
Yeah, exactly.
put it in their shoe, and like it's fine. Everyone's like, no one cares.
No one cares.
So that took some getting used
Smoke
to.
all you want.
Yeah. So I didn't have to put this up my. All right. Okay. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. But they were cool. The one guy I looked down at one point and he had his car keys out, but he sure as fuck wasn't driving anywhere.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Well, he had them for a different reason, and I was getting a real hotel bathrobe vibe. Does that make sense? Hotel bathrobe with his car keys out, yelling into the phone. I want my fucking car now. That's the vibe. I was like Jonah Hill's character in Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
And like I looked over and I saw him and the Greek dude high-fiving, and all the girls are dancing and they're pouring white wine in their cups. I'm like, oh, okay, here's what's going on. A hotel bathrobe pays for all of this. Mm-hmm. Greek dude is the honeypot for the chicks to get the girls to come in. And they have a whole system worked out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I see what you guys are doing. I see your whole play.
I see what you're
see
doing.
The whole thing, yeah. But they were cool. They were fun. You see a lot of wacky people there. The venue, have you ever been to the Budweiser stage? And, dude, it's fucking awesome.
It's the Budweiser stage?
That's what it's called.
In Canada?
Yeah, that's what the venue's called. It's a big outdoor amphitheater.
Why is it Budweiser?
I don't know. It could have been something. It was probably the same thing as like in Buffalo. Like every couple of years, some new company buys it and the name changes. It might have been something else back in the day.
That's true.
But, like, if you're up on the lawn, like, we were in the pavilion, but if you're up on the lawn, like, you look down into the amphitheater and the stage, and then the skyline of the city and the tower and everything's right there. Mm-hmm. We were there during we went down at night, but, like, at night up there must be so goddamn cool.
Yeah.
Because Toronto's nuts, man. It's all glass buildings with right angles, and they're everywhere. It's like the future. It's like a goddamn video game.
It's like the future.
Yeah.
Toronto is really cool. I haven't been there in years, but I spent a lot of time up there through my 20s.
Yeah.
A lot of concerts, a lot of Yankees games, the Yankees Blue Jays games. Mm-hmm. So, it's the closest place to go to catch a baseball game.
We saw, what is it called? What is Bubbles called? The Lady of the Evening. And we're like stopped at a stoplight, and there's this girl on the side of the road, and she's holding a sign, but her back's to us, so we can't see what the sign says.
Yeah.
My buddy's like, hey, what's going on here? And the chick hangs. She turns around, and we read the cardboard sign. The first thing it says, pregnant, and I just hear him go, whoa.
Whoa.
As soon as we read the word pregnant.
I don't need to read the rest.
Well, it said pregnant and homeless.
Oh, Jesus.
Give me the thing. I think there's a comic who has a story about that where it's like, well, the kid isn't homeless. The kid has a house. It's you. You're the house.
Yeah, you're the house.
As soon as the baby's born, he's also now homeless.
Right.
But right now, he's got it pretty good.
Did I ever tell you about the sign that I gave this guy money because it was the most creative sign that I've ever seen. When I was in Florida, I was pulling up. I was getting off the thruway, and they have all those guys are all out in Florida. Like, they're everywhere.
They're at every stoplight.
Every single one. And he turns around, and his sign says, "Family, please help. Family abducted." And I'm like, oh my God, by ninjas. Need money for karate lessons.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. I was like, all right, you deserve a couple bucks. Here you go, money.
I'd be like, dude, you should hit up an open mic night or something. Might be able to do something with this.
He saw me laughing from like 4 cars away, too, because I burst out laughing. I couldn't help it. I was like, that's awesome. And,
man.
And he's like, and he pointed at me. Yeah. Like, I was like, this guy's not even really homeless.
He's just a good joke writer.
Yeah, right. So that was a good one.
He should write funny signs and sell them to other homeless people.
Yeah, he should.
Then you can outsource.
He's probably only going to get change for them, though.
That's the way you start, dude.
That's the way you start.
That's how Rockefeller started.
So my buddy Kieran just went to Bonnaroo. And, right, it was Bonnaroo that Phish just headlined.
Yep.
He's like, and I've been telling him about Phish for like a year. He's never seen him. He never even listened to him until he met me. And he's like, dude, that's the best band I've ever seen, bar none. He's like, I've been to like 50 concerts. He's like, they're way better than everyone else. I'm like, I told you.
Yeah.
And he's like, holy shit. He's like, Millennium. I think he said Millennium is like his favorite band.
I don't know who that is.
I don't either. But anyway.
Does he mean Willennium? Will Smith's?
I have no idea. I might be totally mixing the name up.
Text him and say, do you enjoy getting jiggy with it?
All right, I will.
Well, no, just text him and say, welcome to Miami. And if he responds, I'm a emo, Miami. Be like, you are. Willennium.
Millennium.
You're in it.
But he, anyway, that band was playing, and he found out that Phish was playing, like on a different stage or something like that.
Yeah.
You know? And he left to go see them, because he saw Phish the night before, because they headlined all 3 nights, you know?
Yeah.
He saw him the night before, and he's like, I can't miss it. He's like, it was so good. I have to go over there. Like, and but he was raving about it, and I was just like, that's awesome, man. Like,
yeah, you got to see him. They get a bad rap because, well, like every other band, anything that gets like super famous, it becomes not even about the thing anymore.
Yeah.
Like it just becomes like, and especially I think there's a generational thing of like music became like, you know, high school fashion. Like you had your goth kids, you had your punk kids, you had your metal kids, you had your this kids, your that kids, your Dave Matthews kids. And like a lot of Phish kids were probably annoying as shit, including myself.
Right.
No, dude, you gotta listen to this Harry Hood, man. It'll blow your mind. And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
So like you gotta go, just ignore all their dumbass fans, and me included, and just go see them as just a live band that will just punch you in the face. And just energy. They're cultivating energy.
Yeah.
And the energy that they can get in that place is incredible.
It really is incredible. He took a bunch of videos.
It's
and
violent. It's well, in a good way. Like you feel it. Like you
absolutely do.
The tension and release, and they have it so fine tuned, and how to let a show flow, and the lights and everything. Like they've just been constantly getting better and better over the last 30 years.
I know. It's incredible. They're incredible. So
yeah, they were fun, and we're going to see them in Maine next week.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then we come right back for Bonnaroo. So I'm going to be ready to go. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be coming back ready to go. Ready to jam, and I'm going to steal some of their tricks.
I'm going to steal some of their tricks.
Dude, they did Lawn Boy, and Paige, like, did all this crazy falsetto singing at the end. It was awesome.
Yeah.
They were, and, like, the place was going nuts, and he was just doing this, like, crazy... Capital Hughes, and everybody was going nuts. And then they did Yem, which is one I've been hoping for the last few times I've seen them.
Yeah,
it was great, and they do a vocal jam at the end.
Yeah,
crazy noise. The lights are going nuts, and they're doing these crazy vocal jams, and it reaches this peak, and you can see Trey kind of conducting it with his hands, and it was. And that was it. That was the first set. And like we were all just so dazed at what they were doing, and then hysterical laughter. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things with like rock bands who are just like too goddamn cool for school. Yeah. It's like we get it. We got a leather jacket. We got like it's such a fashion thing. Like it's so funny that they can be this huge badass band that will go to this dark, heavy acid jams shit, but then be so funny and hilarious at the same time. You know? I know. Yeah, they're very unique.
They really are.
And, yeah. And you'll hear a lot of that uniqueness at the Street Dance, July 24th. 5th. Come both days. We're going to do 2 nights.
There we go.
We're going to do 2 nights. All right, Caps and Jug of Thoughts. We're going to eat these. We have a feast laid out for us.
Yeah, we're going to eat some food, and we'll be back in 10 minutes.
Fat-bellied and slow.
Yeah. So you'll just have to play us and fast forward.
Yeah.
This is the Captain's Jug of Thoughts podcast. Recorded at the Ontario House, the Stone Jug.
So Hot Dog came in. Anybody that listens to the show regularly knows that we give him a shout out just about every single show. And, he's, one of my best friends. We grew up together, blah, blah, blah. And he was coming into town for only one day, and then he was headed up north to do a boat trip through a bunch of different lakes and go through all the locks and everything up there. It was just like a men's family outing. It was him, his father, his brother's son, his great uncle, and his great uncle's son, I believe. So he has a flight booked for Thursday to come in Thursday afternoon. So, he calls ahead and pre-orders because he hasn't been here in years. So I get him a full tray of Vincenzos, a full tray of gas and grill, 3 large steak and cheese subs, and 3 large chicken finger subs.
Hot Dog did not come to play.
No, Hot Dog was
handling
ready.
Business.
That's
the Western New York Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
It is.
Yeah,
totally.
We had a suitcase. We had 2 veal parms from the Como.
He had a half a dozen. Well, so things got screwed up. Like his first flight got canceled. And then
it's been kind of nutty lately.
Yeah.
I've flown recently, and other people we know have flown, and it has been like nothing's gone smoothly for I feel like the last couple months.
Right.
Anything I've heard from anybody.
I know. So his first flight gets canceled for Thursday. So then he's like, I'll be there tomorrow, probably around noon. He's like, I changed my flight from Fort Myers to Punta Gorda. So I'm flying direct now to the falls at 9 in the morning. I'm like, oh, that sucks. I'm like, but that's cool. He's like, so I'm probably we're going to be able to have lunch and then I got to go. And I'm like, oh man, that blows. Cause we had this whole night planned,
Yeah. You got all these supplies.
Yeah.
We're going to have a hell of a lunch, dude.
Well, I mean, that was to take with him for the full.
Oh, really? So he's traveling with it?
Yeah, he was going to take it over there, yeah. Because his dad and his brother were coming in from Rochester, and they were going to pick him up and then head up. So they were going to just toss it in the car and then head it up, and then they had food for, the houseboat for 2 days.
Yeah.
And anyway, so that flight gets canceled.
And they were staying on the boat the whole time?
Yeah. Yeah.
That toilet, jeez.
Well, yeah, especially with his great uncle, apparently.
Isn't that a rule on a boat?
Yeah, I don't think it worked out too well, though.
I feel like that's one of the levels in Saw where they put you, you wake up and you're out at sea on a boat with 6 other people and there's nothing but Vincenzos and steak and cheese subs. That's one of the things.
You're in trouble.
Yeah. This is a game. You got to figure it out. How? We'll sink the boat. We all eat this and shit it out. We'll sink the boat. Okay.
So second flight gets canceled. Different airline, different airport, everything, Yeah. And I'm just like, what the fuck, So he's like, yeah, he's like, I think I'm just going to rent a car. And I'm like, dude, you're not going to get here till tomorrow. I'm like, you got to fly back. He had to fly back Monday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And now it's Friday, which means he won't get here till Saturday. And I won't even see him because he's going to just drive straight to Canada.
Straight up, yeah. It's the one domino falls.
Yeah.
And then all the rest start falling.
Exactly. So anyway, he ends up finding another flight. That flight gets delayed because of lightning. So anyway, he finally gets in at 5 or 6 o'clock. 5 or 6 o'clock on Friday night. He finally gets in. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. I'm like, I never saw anybody have so many problems. 3 different planes, 2 different airports. And so he's like, yeah. He's like, what the fuck? So anyway, so then he stays over at my house, and he has to take an Uber to the Rainbow Bridge in the morning, walk across the bridge so that the car rental company can pick him up. Because if he were to have rented the car in the U.S. and drove it across and then left it at the Toronto airport, it was $500 more.
What?
Yeah. It was an insane amount.
Yeah.
I don't know if it had because you're leaving in a different country.
I think it's an international thing.
It's got to be.
Because they think you're if you rent a car in Texas and you drive it up to Montreal and you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think they're thinking of giant trips, not just an over the border trip.
Right, exactly.
So it's international, yeah.
But yeah, he said it was like $850, I think, or something like that. Like I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God. He's like, so if I walk across the border, it's like a couple hundred. You know?
And if the weather's nice, what a lovely walk.
Yeah.
I'm sure he got some great shots.
So
Does Hot Dog have Instagram? I'm sure there's great shots.
more than likely.
Yeah, there's something out there. Google Hot Dog Niagara Falls.
No promises on what's gonna come up.
Yeah.
So anyway, he goes and he makes it up there, and he's like, so then he goes to Toronto to take his flight at 2 p.m. That flight gets delayed.
Oh my God.
So he's delayed for like 4 hours or something like that.
I think they do. So, okay, also, this is how they get you, man. You go through security. That's a giant pain in the ass. Once you do that, you're stuck in there. You don't want to leave.
Right.
There's no re-entry. You don't want to do that again. So
No.
you're stuck in there. And they have all these bars that are open all the time
Yep.
with super expensive booze.
Yep.
I think they're just back there just shifting everything around. Like, let's fuck this guy's day up because he is going to spend a ton of money on booze.
Right.
He's going to be stuck here, then he's going to start eating, and then he's going to start buying other people drinks and going to get hammered. We're going to make a fortune off this poor bastard.
The amount of times
They
that
have
he
all your
said
information.
over the course of those couple days, the amount of times that he must have said, Harden, I really need a fucking drink. I can't even count.
Yeah. It's
anyway.
the worst, man.
So then he gets to fucking Charlotte because he has a layover in Charlotte, and that flight gets delayed.
So now he's stuck in Charlotte.
So now he's stuck in Charlotte.
At the airport. You're not like, ooh, I'm in Charlotte for
Yeah.
the day. You're in
No.
the airport just waiting for the,
He's got to be at work at 6:30 in the morning the next day.
Oh, my God.
He got home at 2:30 in the morning.
Jesus. Something very similar just happened to a guy we were down in Florida with. We had different flights, and he had a different route to get out, and he was stuck somewhere for the whole goddamn day and missed all of his other connecting flights. I had to hoof it through the airport. In Baltimore or something? No. Yeah, Baltimore. I had to fucking run through the airport and get the guy, and he's just like, they were about to close the door. It was like a movie.
I had to run through the airport in Baltimore, too. Did
Yeah?
they do that on purpose in Baltimore?
Probably.
Because I remember getting off, and they told us. They were like, anyone who has a connection from Baltimore to
Buffalo.
Fort
Oh,
Lauderdale.
you were going down.
I was
Yeah,
going
that's
down.
where we did the exact same trip backwards.
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. They were like, your flight leaves in like 23 minutes. And I was like, what? I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, where's the terminal? And they're like, way over there.
Yeah.
So I like got on the moving escalator and jogged on it to
Yeah.
make up more time.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I mean, I made it, but like just barely. Like, I mean, it was kind of nice because like as soon as I sat down, they just started pulling out. Like, I
Yeah,
was like,
that was cool. And I sat in the very, very back.
Yeah.
Which I've never done before. It feels different.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't know, man. Fucking Baltimore.
fucking Baltimore.
Yeah. We played that Zeppelin song for Hot Dog.
Yeah.
Which
Have you seen Hot Dog the movie?
No. There's a Hot Dog movie?
Yeah, like 1982 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
That's funny.
Yeah, you gotta check it out.
I found something about the Zeppelin song. It's about a girl named Audrey Hamilton, who was a groupie during the 77 U.S. tour. Judging by this picture, she's is that girl 20 years old to you?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those situations. And they partied and blah blah blah, and then she began dating a close friend of his, which upset him very much. And the song "Hot Dog" was written about her. So shout outs, Audrey Hamilton. You were the originator of Hot Dog.
Yep.
You're the girl it was named after. His name. So now it's this guy, who's just pissed off and stuck in an airport.
Yep.
Shout outs Tim and Carrie, who apparently listen to the show and
Yeah.
heard your dead story.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was at the same show.
Yeah, which is super cool.
Yeah. That cosmic
25,
stuff.
25 years later, we
Yeah.
find out we were at the same show.
He walks in here, listens to a random show.
Yeah.
And finds out he's at the same one. That's
Right.
that cosmic thing, man.
Yeah, that was really, really cool. So, yeah, definitely shout out to you guys. Thanks for listening to the show. It's awesome.
Yeah, spread the word.
Definitely.
Keep I don't know. Keep on keeping on. Don't stop believing. We gotta get ready for the street dance here.
Yeah, I just one last thing. I got stuck with all of the pizza.
Oh, that you bought for your thing?
48 pieces of pizza. I think he had like 2. So I've been eating a lot of pizza lately. But shout out to Gas and Grill and Vincenzo's.
Like,
Good job,
so
guys.
We gotta wrap this one up. We gotta go.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great.
All right. So
happy street dance.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
by the time you hear this, it's been over.
Yeah.
Street dance was great. You missed it. You should have came.
Yep, you should have came.
All right, but the next one, July 25th.
5th.
Friendly Foes, Dancing in the Street. But we're not going to play that because I don't like songs that are about songs. You know what I mean? I hate a song that says the record's spinning, and I hate song. It's like they're breaking the fourth wall or something.
Right.
It's like it's a song about making music. It is. Yes, the drummer's drumming.
Yep.
I hear him.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't like it. So we're not going to play that. We're going to play all the other hits of the 80s, 90s, and today.
That's right.
All right, Captain's Jug of Thoughts.
All right, good night.
This is the Captain's Jug of Thoughts podcast, recorded at the Ontario House, the Stone Jug.
I woke up late with the clouds. I watched them cover the day. You're nervous and loud. You need to watch what you say. And I can't mind it if it's 100% untrue. It just seems a little too wild to prove. Just